So we're here at the Glenfiddich stand, as you can see, with Mark. He is the Scottish ambassador for Glenfiddich. We're going to try a couple of drams. This is the new experimental series.
It is indeed. It's Orchard. So experimental series for us is something where we've got a little bit of a playground to mess around with whiskey. Literally that. You know, we're a long-standing company, lots of experience. We've got our core range, 12, 15, 18.
Yeah.
We've got our grand series, 21, 23, 26.
Yeah.
But we like to have fun with whiskey. We're always experimenting, pushing the boundaries, and this is the latest one, number 5. So, Orchard Experiment, what makes it different? We worked with a family in Somerset, the Temperleys, who create something called Pomona. And in northern France, they do something called Pommeau, which is a mix of Calvados, and cider.
Okay.
Marry it together.
That's what I was thinking. When I saw Orchard Experiment, my initial thought was cider. So we are talking apples here.
Yeah, we are indeed. So this is a product which they make as an aperitif. It's 20% ABV. It's married for a couple of years in European casks, sherry butts.
Lovely.
And we took the sherry casks from them.
Fantastic.
So this is a aged Glenfiddich, which we then transferred into those casks for 3 to 4 months, which is typically the finish for Glenfiddich.
And this is a non-age statement whiskey?
Non-age statement. The experimental series is all about
flavour.
Flavour, getting people excited about the dram, not having to be encumbered by age statements or cask types. It's just like fun. So we've done an IPA beer cask, we've got Fire and Cane, which is a peated Glenfiddich.
They were the first 2, right?
Yep. We've got Project 20, we had Winter Storm, and this is the 5th one.
Fantastic.
Which is working out quite nicely.
Okay, and how many bottles of this? Is this quite widely available?
This is an ongoing product, so it's not something that we're doing as a limited edition. So the one thing with Glenfiddich is our new make spirit is all about freshness. It's got that kind of appley, pear, vibrancy to it. What this brings is a kind of amplification.
Turns it all up.
Yeah.
Turns it right up.
Right up to 11.
Yeah. I quite like that. That's delicious. 43%.
I tried it.
There we go.
I tried it before we launched it, and I'll be very honest, I wasn't a fan. Then we got it to bottling strength and launched it, and I find myself more often going for this now than anything else. It's really easy drinking. It's approachable. Slam it up with some soda, some highball it.
Yeah, actually, I can see this working quite nicely in a highball.
The main thing with the experimental series is to create whiskies which are approachable. We are 135 years old. We've been there. I've had people come up to the stand and say things like, Glenfiddich, it's a supermarket whiskey. We're in 185 countries around the world.
Yeah.
When you get that kind of yoke around your neck, it becomes difficult to get people to be excited about your brand.
Definitely.
The experimental series, without a doubt, has created an opportunity for us to talk to not just new whiskey drinkers, people coming to the show like this, which are excited to try something new, but also the existing whiskey drinkers who perhaps have an idea of what Glenfiddich is.
Yep.
And the experimental series has allowed us an opportunity to say, hey,
break out of that cage a bit.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is, as what I would imagine is relatively young Glenfiddich in the grand scheme of things goes, this stands heads and shoulders above your 12. Personally.
Yeah.
I find the 12 quite difficult to get behind. This, like you say, does bring out those orchard fruits that you kind of, well, that I search for in the 12, that I find.
It's a trademark.
And this is it. It's now really accessible, really delicious.
And it's affordable. You know, this is not, and we're not shying away from the fact that you can take this and, you know, put some soda with it, put it in a highball, get some ice in there.
As a cocktail whiskey, actually, I think this is a fantastic place to start again. Yeah, really, really lovely. Fruitiness, blend into a lot of different things.
You know, this is my 14th show at the Whisky Show. It's been going 14 years. I've been here every single year. And I have everyone come to the stand that's either brand new to whiskey or they know it all.
Right.
And it's you know, it's a great show to be part of because you see all the old guys and the really ancient whiskies, and people have, you know, nurtured these things to the nth degree. But sometimes, you know,
you just need something off the shelf. Grab it and go. And it's easy and it's there, it's accessible, and it's delicious.
I'm a big fan of whiskies that I don't need to think about. far too often in my job, I'm picking up a glass.
Thinking far too much about it,
wow,
yeah.
what do I get from this? And what am I supposed to get from this? And what am I being told to get from this?
Yeah.
Whiskies like this, you pick up and you go, yeah, that's good, I like that.
No more need for analytics, you just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, I love it.
Well, anyway.
Cheers to that. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. This is a good one. Lovely. All right, so the Experimental Series number 5, definitely one to look out for. What else have we got here at Glenfiddich? Something else that you can show us? Something else interesting?
Well,
Tell
I'll
us a
show
bit
you
of a
something
story.
that's not really available, which is always difficult to do.
Okay.
But,
something from under the table.
Something from under the table. Let's see what I've got.
Stay tuned here. This is always good. Mark always
copper
has
right here.
something
We got
cool
another
under the
bottle of pop I can
table.
open.
Last time I was here, it was like a 40-plus-year-old.
Thank you.
Never going to be bottled. It's dark, interesting, but it looks he's maybe got something just as special this time round. What have we got, Mark?
So I'm rather proud of this. In 2021, there was the COP26 Climate Change Conference in Glasgow.
Okay.
And I was asked to create something or pick something to be bottled to commemorate that. Thank you. So I asked Brian Kinsman, our malt master, to send me 4 cask samples.
Okay.
I wanted a 26-year-old, and I wanted it from a cask which is not normally seen for Glenfiddich, European oak. Now, at Glenfiddich, because of the lighter nature of the spirit...
Those giraffe stills that you've got?
No, we've not giraffe, that's Glenmorangie.
Oh, but you've still got big enough stills.
No, we're tiny.
Oh, you've got multiple stills, of course. Fucking
lots of our stills.
Lots and lots of,
but they're
small
like
batch.
4,500 litre. They're tiny.
Yeah, of course, sorry.
Sorry, it's all right. We can edit that out.
We'll keep it in, I don't mind.
I know how that works.
Yeah.
So, what we normally use these whiskies for is to go into something like our 12 or our 18 or our 30 or our 40, because not many people understand European oak whiskies.
Okay.
You think of things like Glendronach or Glenfarclas.
Yeah.
These are typically quite dark and punchy whiskies.
Yeah.
Glenfiddich, we want to avoid that.
Okay.
We're using it as an ingredient, like a chef might use chili in a recipe. It's a small splattering just to kind of bring something to life.
Okay.
But for COP26, I thought, let's go full head. So this is a 26-year-old.
So this is basically breaking all the rules of Glenfiddich.
Exactly.
Okay.
However, in the 4 casks that I was given to sample, 3 of them were what you would call very typical of a European oak or a sherry cask. They were dark, they were tannic, they were dry fruit. They had all that grip and intensity you'd expect. This was the one cask out of the 4 that I sampled that still had some kind of fruity vibrancy to it.
Okay.
So it held on to some Glenfiddich. It was the one where the spirit was sort of saying, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And that was a difficult thing to find. This is 48.2% ABV.
And how old are we looking at?
26 years old.
26 years old. So 26 years in such a pungent cask to still have that distillery character shining through is a rarity. For
Real
sure.
rarity. And the other interesting thing is that this came out of cask. The cask sample I was given was 60.1% ABV after 26 years. Now, I asked Brian Kinsman about it. I went, why? And his answer was, I don't know. Sometimes we just end up with casks that
Can't
are...
explain the science behind it.
Yeah. We've got 2 million casks at Glenfiddich. So every now and again you'll get a cask which is so tight, holds on to everything. And I think that's why the distillery characters remained, because there's not been that influence that would normally happen.
And it is a butt. That's what I was just about to
Yeah,
ask.
it's a sherry butt.
The fact that it is a butt, butts generally mature at that much of a slower sort of pace, right? They do evaporate less. That's the thing, when I first got into whiskey, you imagine big sherry butts, huge amounts of evaporation, but it's actually the opposite, right?
Tight. It's rare for a sherry butt to not lose that amount of alcohol. I mean, we would normally go at 1 or 2% per annum, maybe slightly less, but we fill higher. So we're at normally 6 to 8% ABV we fill.
Really?
Not the industry standard of 63.
That is very interesting from Glenfiddich.
And it's
I wouldn't have
because
expected that.
we don't we don't sell casks that often to independent bottlers anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
And we don't do this reciprocal, you take one and we take one.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been filling at 68 and higher for a number of years.
Okay.
Since about 2000, I think, actually, so we stopped doing independent bottlings. So something like this would definitely have been a 68% fill, but in 26 years it should have lost 12% alcohol, really.
That's right, yeah.
And to sit at 60, when we bottled it, we realised that that's probably still too much. So Brian brought it down to 48.2. We put all the bottles to charity. So
I was just about to ask, where can somebody maybe find it? You can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Fair enough.
I've got a fair few at home.
Of course you do. Well, don't make people feel bad about it, Jesus.
So we put 150 bottles to charity. Royal Mile Whiskies did a one-off auction.
Great.
Bottle number 1 sold for £5,500. And then if we take that out of the equation, I think the average price was around about £700 a bottle. All the money we just put straight to charity, went to a climate change charity in Scotland. But I just think it's one of the...
It is exceptional. It's not Glenfiddich how I know Glenfiddich, for sure. So you've broken all of the rules here. But it is truly, truly exceptional. So thank you very much for sharing. Saint-Chevert, you're a gent.
Yeah, I could bathe in this.
Yeah, don't waste it, but yes. Fair enough. Really interesting. Thank you very much.